Guys, welcome back. Sound Design Hangout. Hope you're doing well. Hope you've been well. I've got something to admit. I'm kind of embarrassed to admit it, to be perfectly honest with you. But this is the fourth time I've recorded this SDHO. Seems like only an hour ago, it was me sitting here saying, guys, I'm embarrassed to say this is the third time I'm recording this SDHO, this Sound Design Hangout. And I said, who knows, maybe when you're actually watching it, you'll see me saying it's been the fourth time. Now, I've got two incredibly powerful techniques to show you. Guys, own a piece of history, own a piece of the Sound Design Hangout. I create these thumbnails. It's my love, it's my passion, along with Ableton. Support me, support the channel, own a piece of awesome art. Now back to the show. They're relatively new techniques. How are they new? They're new because these are new techniques for Ableton Live 11. As of recording this, we are in December of 2022, and the world has not blown up yet. It's not turned into a black hole, at least not yet. So congratulate yourself for making it this far. This is a great feature that we can not only do in MIDI, but we can do in audio. And I'm going to double click on this drum loop, and it is on warped. It is being looped. It actually used to be a much larger loop that I cut down because I want to show you a technique. This technique called comping, which is going to be done over here in the arrangement view. That's where comping gets done. What we want to do is we want to make sure we have take lanes so we can watch this happen in real time. And what I'm going to do is I am going to make sure we're on 1-1 here. So if you're anywhere else in the timeline, you just click this to get to 1-1-1. We are going to turn the record on here, so it's going to record. We've got our loop set, it's 8 bars. We make sure we got to have this enabled up here. This says recording is enabled in the timeline view. And what we're going to do is I'm going to scene launch this because I want to launch this drum loop, which is just going to play because we need it to just be playing. It's going to keep playing because it's on loop right here. If you're not seeing that option, you have to have it warped. I'm doing drums, so I just put it on the beats warp mode because that's best for drums. I'm going to be doing scene launch over here because I want this resampling to be activated. So let's go, and hopefully it'll be successful this time. Let's go. Tab to get over. So what I want you to do is take a look. I'm going to click on this so I got my drum loop. It's just repeating it. Now watch how this first take lane down here looks like this up here, and watch how it changes. See that? I'm gonna get it off of that. Wonderful. I think you know where we're going with this. I should have them all on like beats and like beat pad controllers, but see how this is all changing? So this is resampling all the audio. We have to do it in a resampling track because this is just going to keep playing it as it is. It will record the automation, but I want to be able to, so that's just why we have this one going. So it's going to keep on going. If you take a look, we've got all these things going. Ooh, that sounds good. Cool. We're going to stop it at the end of this bar. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. So, look at what we got up here. So right now, since we recorded that and we recorded on our resampling track, this is what we have. Now you'll notice we've got these take lanes And you'll notice right up here, this is the main clip. And you'll notice it's exactly the same to the one below it. But what it allows us to do is, because it was recording these other ones, we can come in here and change it up. Now that was the same as the other one, but if we come in here and let's grab this chunky bit, and this is all dependent on like what sort of beat division you have. So see that empty space? So why don't we like take that with this? So now it's using this little chunk over here. Let's see if this one was different. It'll update up here. So so you can like add a little different variety there. So you see how it corresponds. Now, you can't just select in here. For some reason, it's doing that, which I don't know why. That's got to be a bug. But yeah, you just want to like drag over the beat division, and then you'll get it in that way. So like, it's just really cool and really clever. And don't get me wrong, like when we recorded this down here, it's the same thing, right? Because it's just record, even though the beat repeat is on here and you can see it recorded all of the automations. When we record and we launch this clip, it's just gonna record this over and over again. Even though like we have an audio effect on, it's not actually recording it. Now it will, when we play it back, it'll be the same thing because it's recording the automation as it is. But what is cool is when you have this resampling track added, it will just record all of the audio as it plays. Sorry, not this clip, but so then we're able to go in and use this. So what we're doing is we're able to use this comping feature, and again, these are called the take lanes. We're able to use it in a way where we can just select these pieces of audio, where I feel like this technique is really more for the MIDI realm, but using resampling allows you to do it this way. So now if you wanted, you could do other things as well. So for instance, if we push B to get out of the pen tool, we could literally just like take this, because it's audio that it's recording behind the scenes, and just drop it in here. So like we don't even have to adhere to anything specifically, you know what I mean? So it just gives you this extra functionality and allows you to do this in the arrangement page, which is really good, because normally when you're working on the arrangement page, you're done playing with ideas, you're done coming up with the musical concepts. Like what you're doing is you're waiting for, or you're in the process of finishing this thing. So why not do that last little phase in the arrangement page? Because you go from session to arrangement and then to finished product, to clicking the render button, and then it renders out everything on the timeline. We are back. We are back here, and no, the SDHO is not over. This isn't a new one, even though it looks like it's new. I'm glad everything we just did there made it on. I was finally able to make it work, learned a few things. But I told you we were going to cover two important concepts, or just very powerful techniques, very newer techniques, techniques that were newer to Live 11. We just did comping, arrangement. So I just opened up 2 MIDI tracks because I know I'm going to need 2 of these. And let's do drums. Now, drums are a good place to start because a lot of people are going to draw their drums in on MIDI clips, which is what we'll do. Double click, get a clip. Command Option I to hide this panel. Just dragging. And drums are a good place to start if you're like, so anyways, I should probably say, our second technique, if you probably know, but I'm just gonna restate it because it's a different day today. I'm like, I don't really remember what went on yesterday. But multi-track MIDI clip editing. And I'll show you just a very easy, quick way. And I don't even really do this because I don't think to do it because it's a newer technique. You know, it's like you like perfect painting with all of your supplies and your stuff and your technique. And then there's like a new technique that's helpful, but like, you're like, all right, but I kind of just want to sit down and paint, you know what I mean? But the more you play with these things, the more they get incorporated and you just become better. And to be honest, the fact that we've never covered comping and we haven't covered multi-clip MIDI editing is just kind of nuts. So when you're starting with drums, it's good to like, unless you want to search for drum samples forever, okay, we're gonna throw this drum rack on here, okay. You know, you can do that, but you'll just waste a lot of time. But maybe you want to do that. That's fun. We all need to do it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here to drums. I'm going to go into the search field. I'm going to do 909. And if you've got, I'm pretty sure no matter what version you have this. And here's some 909s. I want 909 Classic. I'm going to double click it. And now we've got it. So here we go. I'm gonna record enable so we can hear this here. It's a very nice kick drum. The 909 kick's very good. Let's hear the rim. I forget if the snare is good or not in the 909. It's not really my favorite snare, but I don't care. I'm not trying to be perfect. Is it the hi-hat that's really nice sounding? That actually sounds pretty nice. Maybe we'll do the clap. By the way, the clap and the snare are pretty much like interchangeable. So, you know, you could do that. And then alternatively, like you can just drag stuff in here. Like I could just go to samples and like, oh, what is this? I'll just drag it here. And if I want this, boy, this is really loud. Well, I guess that's a good thing. They want to like, they're trying to max it out for you. Because I remember back in the day, it's like you would open up these things. Everything was like so quiet. All the drum sounds were like very flat and dry. I'm actually just gonna get a utility. Why is it called utility? Because when you're in a pinch, I'm just like, listen, I don't want to go in here and open up this setting and then just start dialing in all these volumes. Everything is very high and very loud. Maybe not for you, that's okay. I'm gonna just take this down, the whole thing down 10 dB. And let's come over here. And let's draw on a basic drum pattern, shall we? And then we're going to have this clip. And right now we're selected on this clip, and if we push shift and click this tip, you'll see they're both highlighted. And you can select this, you'll see it highlight up here, you can select the drums, you'll see it highlight up here. And that's kind of what we're gonna be doing. That's what we're gonna be doing. So 16th notes, if you're like, oh geez, you know, I can go in and, you know, 8th notes, quarter notes, boy, this is so confusing. I'll just simplify things. Just keep it on 16th notes all the time. Because you still can draw on the quarter notes and you're probably gonna be using 16th notes. So we've got, this is a 1-bar loop. It's gonna play at 90 BPM. That's just where my project is. I find 90 BPM is kind of like my own internal rhythm. I find I normally like it either a little below 90 or a little above 90 BPM, but do whatever you want. Right now the pen tool's on. You can activate it, unactivate it with B. And because this is in 4/4 time, which pretty much you're always going to be in 4/4 time, which is also called common time. That means you get a bar and it's separated into 4 beats. So when someone says, oh, the kick is on the 1, well, the 1 is right there. That's the downbeat. That's where the kick always is, like pretty much all the time. And then you've heard of, yeah, and then the snare is on the 2 and the 4, you know, put it on the 2. You know, you always hear people saying that because you got to say that because then people like, oh man, that guy knows what he's talking about. He probably makes this music. He's probably so great. Let's do these claps. 2 in on the 4, and that gives you this sort of a sound. Oh. Could do that if you want. No. Now, I'm going to click Command 1. Nope. Command 2. Command 2. And I'm going to get that hi-hat, and I'm going to... You guessed it. And I'm going to lower this velocity, which you can do by holding Command and dragging down, or you could literally just come in and just drag these around. I'm going to highlight these in Command D. And I've been taking these hi-hats that are on top of the snares, claps, and just deleting them. I'm gonna get back into 16th notes and put a hat here, see if I like it. I'll do that later. I want something basic. So we've got something basic here. Let's duplicate it. Let's put like a snare here. Or another hat here. You can also click Option and Option drag. Let's get another kick here. Duplicate it again. It's always good to end with like a crash sign, like a pivotal bar change. See what this sounds like up here. Maybe let's do the ride instead. Just want something basic. Sounds better. Wonderful, wonderful. Command Option L will hide this. Command Option L and then Command Option R. No, I don't know what. Command Option B. Command Option B does that if you wanted to know the hotkey. Alternatively, you can. No, it's this up here. And this down here. Eventually, this will all just be second nature. So now we want to do a MIDI clip. Okay. Oh, what's a fun one to use? The wavetable. Wait, is that Chaos Lady back in the house? Smash a like if you know who Chaos Lady is. They could never know me. Because of the chaos. Too much chaos. Wavetable. You know, I'm thinking of doing a wavetable video where I show you that you can get the most amazing sounds without even leaving. Like just sticking with the sine wave and just using all the cool shit in Wavetable. Because people are probably like, oh my god, man, like, look, this is basics. Look at all these I gotta learn all these dumbass shapes, and then it doesn't even stop there. Like, then I gotta go to like in distortion, and then I gotta learn all these stupid things. It's like, no, you actually don't need to do any of them. Like, for instance, this is so cool. So I'm gonna drop something that's like FM sounding just to like show you how cool this is. Down here in these like warping algorithms. By the way, we're keeping this on sine wave. Click the FM one, and you just press a note, and and you'll hear sine wave. Yay! Listen. Get FM. No, not the tune. The tune will like tune it off pitch. This is too high for me, so I'm gonna go to semitones, shift down arrow. Go to this amp envelope that's open, and I'm gonna play around with the sustain. I think I want like a shorter sound. I'm gonna go into envelope. Actually, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in this FM. And we were playing with amount. So if we click over to matrix and we go to amount, we could route it to the amplifier envelope because I want it to have this kind of like short. I want it to like, which will basically say start very high, like this amount at 100%. And then I want you to slope down over 500 milliseconds, basically slope down like this way. So it would be as if we were doing this. So let's see what that sounds like. Okay, so oscillator 1 amount, oscillator 1 amount. Let's play it and let's drag this up. Put it at 0. No, I'm kind of okay leaving it how it is. By the way, are you hearing little pops? Little, like back to it. We're hanging out. We're hanging out. Okay, let's take this frequency down. I'm going to go to envelope 2. I'm going to start here, and I'm going to go into matrix, look for filter, and let's start adding it. Sounds really lame, doesn't it? But that's okay. Why? Because we have sound processing for that. I'm going to double click this. I want to get a chorus. Where's chorus? Oh, should probably be in audio effects. Let's get a chorus. A big effing reverb. Because it sounds so dry. It sounds like so computery. Like we went from that boring dry sound. It sounds like I am computer sound. And now we have Terry's typing room. And so, man, I don't like the sound of this at all. This is upsetting me. So yeah, let's move through this wavetable. See? It's crazy. I like how it sounds here. I'm going to put on sub. Put it to -2. See about a little bit of tone. A and B it. Always A and B. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Unison. Let's click unison and let's go to, I don't know, position spread. Okay, this is just screaming for filter frequency because it's sounding too computery. Now let's double click, get a clip. I'm gonna draw an A note, keeping it on 16ths. I'm gonna duplicate it, maybe go up 3, duplicate it. This is why it's not always a good idea to, now remember what we're gonna do is, let's highlight both. What is going on? Oh no, what happened? Okie dokie, so we've got a 4-bar clip here. I'm actually, for the time being, I'm gonna bring it in so it's a 1-bar clip, because this is a 1-bar clip. And I'm going to highlight both of them. You know, it's kind of weird because even though we have this laid out like this, I kind of want them to be on top of each other. You know what I mean? Which I guess isn't that important because I have this thing all full screened out. You know what I mean? But now, don't get me wrong. If I wanted to, I could just take these and do shift down arrow, and be like, oh, let's do it down here. But it's going to play lower MIDI notes. So how far did we shift that down? We shifted that down 2 octaves. So what we can do, Shift Tab, is go into Instruments. So right now if we play this, because we're playing lower. Sounds kind of cool, doesn't it? But then if we go into MIDI effects and we just drop a pitch, and we're like, all right, well, we want it back up 2 octaves. So just a little hack. Cool. So if we click red, we'll see that these are on top of each other, but I kind of like that. But I need to play both. Shift Tab. They both have to be selected. So Shift Tab. There we go. Now if we click orange up here, then we can move around these. It's because actually, hold on. See, like I don't like check out when I click red. It's almost like it masks each other. So maybe let's go into red here. Why am I not? I should be doing all of my stuff this way. This is sweet. All right, Sound Design Hangout's over because I like this and I showed you how to do this technique. Now it's over. I don't even need to do anything else. Does this not just sound cool? Did this not already give you the idea? But we'll do more, because that wouldn't be fair. It just wouldn't be fair. Now, we had this red note. I don't like it. It covers up the clip. Now that I can see these playing together, I now know that I'm going to be using this technique a lot. You might be like, hey, well, why are you teaching this? I'm like, because you don't have to use every technique. Let's move it back. Shift duplicate. Nope. Click on the orange. Shift Tab. Stop it. Why did I do that? There was something I was like, we need to do. There's something we need to do. Okay, what do we need to do? What was I thinking? Was it in here? Shift Tab. Was it in? Oh, now I know. Okay, so another thing we need to do, scale mode, activate. We're in A, and we're in some major scale, or some minor scale, I should say. Notice how it does this for you. Dorian? I don't even know what scale it is. What is this note? This is A. Oh. That would mean it's Phrygian. Wonderful. No, it's not. Well, that means it would probably be Phrygian dominant. Do you have Phrygian dominant? You have to. We'll do it. See how this note is in a white space? It doesn't really matter, but I just want to be... No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a weird scale. Honestly, I don't even care, but I just want to do this for the sake of it. Because if we select both of these guys and we go down, I want to know what this does when I click collapse. So if I click red and I go into here for scale, does it let me collapse it? No, we're going to go back, just click wavetable, and I want to click scale. So wait. So it's only going to show me these red notes, but it's also showing these white ones only because it knows I have notes there. To be honest, I mean, I don't really care. I'm not playing in any particular scale, but I just wanted to show you, like, well, first of all, I want to see what this looks like when we select both. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, got to get into red. So when we draw things in, so yeah, you can collapse it in this mode as well. I'm not playing in any scale, so I don't think this really matters, but this will make things easier for you. So let's see what this sounds like. I'm gonna duplicate this. What is that? We got to go back into drums here. Make it so I think you got it. Like, this is really cool, right? So let's go up into the orange guy. Put kick. Oh, I don't like it because this red guy's up here. It's like cutting off my kick, so I'm gonna get rid of it. See what that sounds like. Now, so you're gonna hear the kick more. Don't really like the sound of it. Maybe it's because this one's like a weaker note. Make sure you're on the right one, obviously. I don't like it. Wrong one. And if you didn't like this, you can just play it. LFO. Matrix. LFO1. Oscillator. Wait a second. Oh, oscillator 1 position. We're done. That was basically 2 SDHOs in one, 2 very important techniques that we have not done yet that are very important. You needed to do them. They basically just make your life a lot easier, especially when you're using certain techniques. Use all the techniques. That's my thing. If you enjoyed this, smash a like, subscribe. I'm not sure which NFT I dropped for this one, but that's a good way to support me. In a really cool, interesting way. And I just want to say thank you all very much. It's been a good time. Take care. kiwi? Chunky want kiwi? Chunky want kiwi? Do the yawn. We can do the yawn. Damn me, he want a kiwi. Kiwi. Chunky, high five. Yeah!